Iran, a country currently drawing significant attention in global headlines for its conflicts, threats, secret alliances, and nuclear ambitions, has a special role in the Bible that few people realize. From Genesis to the prophecies of the end times in the Book of Revelation, Iran, under its ancient name Persia, not only appears in the pages of human history, but also plays a crucial role in God's grand plan. With the rise of the Persian Empire, the Bible points out not only the beginning of this empire, but also clearly predicts its ultimate fate in the end times. Persia, one of the nations once chosen by God to free the people of Israel and rebuild the temple, will become part of a coalition against Israel in one of the bloodiest wars in history. However, the story of Persia in the Bible doesn't end with judgment. Even though Iran, Persia, will participate in the apocalyptic war against God's people, like many other nations, Persia will have an opportunity to return to God and receive restoration in the final days. Join us as we dive deeper into Iran's role in the Bible, from its early days to its prophecies for the future. The origin of Persia can be traced back to a time before the empire was formed, when its ancestors are recorded in Genesis. Persia originated from Magi, the son of Japheth, and Elam, the son of Shem, two sons of Noah. These nations played an important role in the creation of the powerful Persian Empire. According to Genesis, Magi and Elam represented two main groups of people that formed different regions within Persia's territory. Magi, the son of Japheth, settled mainly in the northern mountainous regions of Iran, where the harsh terrain formed a resilient and independent people. The descendants of Magi were strong warriors who played a significant role in the development of the tribes in this mountainous region. In contrast, Elam, the son of Shem, settled in the southwestern part of Iran, near the Persian Gulf, where the fertile land was conducive to agriculture and trade. These two peoples were closely connected through the centuries and contributed to the formation of the Persian Empire. With the combination of the strength of Magi's warriors and the prosperity of Elam, the Persian Empire gradually became a great power not only in the Middle East, but also in God's grand plan. These relationships reflect the development of great empires throughout history, from simple tribes to mighty empires. One of the significant events in Persia's history relates to Abraham, who defeated the forces of Elam, one of the first nations of Persia to invade God's people. This battle was not only a military victory, but also carried a powerful message about God's protection and favor for those who follow him. Despite Elam being a powerful force in the region, Abraham defeated them with only 318 trained servants in a surprise night attack. What makes Abraham's victory special is that it proves that those who are protected by God cannot be defeated by their enemies, no matter how powerful the adversary. Abraham not only saved his nephew Lot from the enemy, but also rescued the captives, restored their freedom, and brought glory to God. This victory could not be explained by human strength, but only through God's direct intervention. This battle also reflects a part of the long history between Israel and the surrounding nations, with Persia being one of the major opponents. However, instead of continuing as an enemy, Persia would soon become part of God's plan for redemption through leaders like Cyrus, who would free Israel and rebuild the temple. After Abraham's victory, Persia continued to grow and became a powerful force in the region. However, Persia's rise in history was not only due to military victories, but also due to the special role the nation played in God's grand plan. One of the pivotal moments in Persia's history was the prophecy regarding Cyrus, the king of Persia, in fulfilling God's will. In the book of Isaiah, God prophesied that a foreign Persian king, still unborn, would be his instrument to free the people of Israel from captivity in Babylon and decree the rebuilding of the temple in Jerusalem. This prophecy was fulfilled precisely when Cyrus ascended to the throne and acted according to what the Bible had foretold. In 539 BC, Cyrus not only allowed the people of Israel to return home, but also financed the reconstruction of the temple and restored the freedom of the Israelites. This event was not just a military victory, but also a clear demonstration of God's intervention in history, using Persia as an instrument to bring salvation to Israel. Cyrus, though a pagan king, became an instrument in God's hands to fulfill part of his plan for the redemption of his chosen people. A remarkable event in Persia's history, and one of the most miraculous stories in the Bible, is the story of Queen Esther. Esther, though born into a Jewish family exiled in Persia, became the queen of the Persian Empire, and through her, she saved the people of Israel from the genocidal plot of Haman, a powerful official in King Ahasuerus' court. This story is not only a lesson in courage and bravery, but also a testament to God's miraculous protection over his people. When Haman plotted to exterminate all the Jews in the empire, Esther, knowing that approaching the king without being summoned could result in death, decided to risk her life to save her people. With God's intervention, Esther won the king's favor, and through 2 feasts exposed Haman's plot. As a result, Haman was overthrown, and he was executed on the very gallows he had prepared for Mordecai, Esther's cousin.
Esther's intervention, guided by God, not only saved the Jewish people, but also paved the way for a great celebration when the Jews were granted the right to defend themselves. Her story serves as a powerful reminder that even in a pagan empire like Persia, God can use unexpected instruments to protect and redeem his people. After Esther's courageous actions, Persia continued to play a significant role in God's grand plan, and its presence in the Bible doesn't end there. In the New Testament, Persia reappears in the Gospel of Matthew when the Magi from the east come to visit the newborn Jesus. These wise men, though not kings, were highly learned in astronomy and prophetic traditions, and they traveled from Persia following the star that marked the birth of the Messiah. The story of the Magi is not just a fascinating moment in Jesus' life, but also carries profound prophetic significance. The Magi, likely from Persia, were the first to recognize the Messiah's arrival based on prophecies in the book of Daniel, who had served in the courts of Babylon and Persia centuries earlier. Following Daniel's prophecy, the Magi understood the Messiah was near, and they embarked on a long journey from the east to worship him. They brought 3 gifts: gold, symbolizing his kingship; frankincense, acknowledging his divinity; and myrrh, foreshadowing his death and sacrifice. Through their actions, the Magi from Persia were the first to honor Jesus as the Messiah, demonstrating that even in a pagan empire, God can lead those who seek the truth to him, fulfilling prophecy. Though Persia, Iran, played a crucial role in Israel's redemption history and the birth of Jesus, the story of Persia in the Bible continues beyond those moments. While Persia was once a tool of God to free Israel and rebuild the temple, its role in the end times prophecies is yet to unfold in the final chapters of human history. Ezekiel, a prominent prophet of the Old Testament, revealed a chilling vision about the war of Gog and Magog, where Persia will once again play a part. According to Ezekiel 38, Persia, alongside other nations, will join a coalition against Israel in the last days. This war, described as a massive invasion, will be one of the most horrific in history. Nations from the east and beyond will unite to attack Israel, the people whom God has restored and loves. Persia, or modern-day Iran, is listed as one of the first nations in this alliance. Though Persia's involvement in this war is a troubling sign of opposition to God and Israel, the Bible shows that their attack will ultimately fail. God will intervene directly, using supernatural means like earthquakes, fire, and confusion to defeat the attacking forces. The message here is clear. No matter how powerful these nations are, they will not prevail against the righteousness and power of God. However, there is a surprising and hopeful twist in one of the lesser-known prophecies of Jeremiah. while Ezekiel foretells Persia's participation in the coalition against Israel in the end times. Jeremiah 49:39 brings a promise of restoration for Persia in the last days, an incredible prophecy that could change how we view Iran's future. Jeremiah's prophecy says that although Elam, part of ancient Persia, will face judgment and be conquered, God will restore and rebuild Elam in the last days. But afterward, I will restore the fortunes of Elam, declares the Lord. This is a promise of restoration, even for a nation that once opposed God and his people. This prophecy doesn't just point to the restoration of an ancient nation, but also serves as a symbol of hope for nations that have opposed God, including modern-day Iran, to return and seek forgiveness. Though Persia will play a significant role in the final battles, Jeremiah reminds us that restoration and salvation remain a part of God's plan for all nations, even those that have been adversaries to Israel in the future. Even though Persia will take part in one of the most catastrophic wars in history, as described in Ezekiel's prophecy, the Bible offers a message of hope for the ultimate fate of this nation. While Persia, modern-day Iran, will face judgment for its actions against Israel and God, Jeremiah prophesied a chance for restoration after enduring severe trials. Jeremiah's prophecy about Elam is a powerful surprise. God promises to restore Elam in the last days. After facing judgment and destruction, Persia will have the opportunity to be reborn and return to God's grace. But afterward, I will restore the fortunes of Elam, declares the Lord. This is a promise of restoration, even for a nation that once opposed God and his people. This message is clear. Even in the end times, when Persia faces judgment, God's door to salvation will never close. One day, Iran may turn back to God. And when that happens, this nation will not only be a symbol of judgment, but could also become part of the world's great restoration, when all nations return to God, worshiping and honoring him.